originally wanted to make Hongjoong a duke within the city of Baldur's Gate, but I actually think he'd be best fit for the role of first druid at the Emerald Grove. Druids are, of course, individuals who have supernatural connections to the living world around them. Through the almighty Oak Father, they possess the ability to wield nature magics such as fire and lightning, they can communicate with all animals, and even shapeshift into animals themselves. In regards to Hongjoong, I think about what Halsin said when it comes to leadership among druidic societies. The people who want to be leaders for the sole purpose of being a leader are not good fits for the role of first druid. The best leaders in druidic circles are those who have no intention of being a leader, yet possess the ability to be one anyway by having passion for what they do. I think Hongjoong would make a naturally good leader among druids by way of his almost preternatural devotion he has to give to those and that which he cares about. It is passion that fuels his ability to perform as a leader in ATEEZ, which I think would translate well over to the Emerald Grove. I think Seonghwa would do very well as a researcher, but importantly, a field researcher that establishes connections with the myconid colonies of the Underdark. If you don't know, myconids are fungus creatures, essentially living, sentient mushroom people. The Society of Brilliance is an organization based out of Baldur's Gate that researches all things regarding the Underdark, which is an expansive subterranean region of the Sword Coast. I think Seonghwa would find a lot of meaningful work being able to apply the loyalty he has to give to groups of people who need help. In order to establish a truly friendly connection with the myconids, we need to send out someone who finds true value in helping other people better themselves. I really think Seonghwa could go out into the colonies to represent the best of us in Baldur's Gate for sure. Yunho I'm making as a bard at the Circus of Last Days. The Circus of Last Days is an extraplanar circus, meaning they travel all over the cosmos and to different planets and dimensions to perform for different societies. Kind of dangerous work depending on what planet you land on, but a great career path for people like Yunho who are naturally born performers in any situation. I definitely think Yunho has to be some kind of musical entertainer in Baldur's Gate, but more than that, his ability to alter entertainment mediums and skills based on the audience of people watching him will bring in a lot of success to the Circus of Last Days as they travel to many different societies and cultures. Yunho's ability to mirror his performance skills based on where he is and who's watching him would make for a great extraplanar performer for sure. Yeosang I'm making as a wizard and owner of Sorceress Sundries. Sorceress Sundries is a magical shop and a library in Baldur's Gate. I think Yeosang would find a lot of success in being a wizard and helping introduce the magic of the weave to the ordinary people of Baldur's Gate. I don't know, this placement is kind of just a vibe. Knowing that Yeosang is a very inquisitive person for the purposes of actually finding the logical answers to things, in which magic and the weave would give him an outlet, a lifetime's work of being able to find the answers to the unknown. In addition to that, being the owner of Sorceress Sundries in the middle of the big city would help ground him and allow him to work among other non-wizards, which I think is also important. Yeah, I think it's the perfect environment for him, being able to come up with theories in his mind, having a continuous outlet to be able to find answers to those things, and then being able to apply them and benefit the city around him by the work he does. San I'm making as a paladin and leader of the Flaming Fist. If you don't know, the Flaming Fist has kind of gone through some tough times. They're a well-renowned mercenary organization based out of Baldur's Gate, but corruption within their ranks has diminished the reputation of the order in recent times. It's not really a fun time to be a Flaming Fist, but this is where the Paladin San comes in. Paladins are holy knights who fight for good and order. I think San, in how seriously he regards his own values, would find a natural fit in being a paladin and someone who leads over the Flaming Fist in Baldur's Gate. We need someone with an unyielding sense of altruism to lead the way. Additionally, San is also quite emotionally perceptive, and I think he'll be able to use that divination to truly measure the integrity of those among his ranks. He'll be good at choosing future mercenaries who truly want to fight to make a difference in people's lives, steering the organization away from future corruption. Mingi was, I think, the most difficult, trying to decide what he could possibly be doing in Baldur's Gate. I arrived at the conclusion that I think he would make for a good Harper. Harpers are a group of people that work as spies, blending in with society to help those in need and prevent abuses of power. Their ultimate mission is to strike a balance between civilization and nature, which involves combating all types of villainy across the world with extremely sensitive tact. I think the way that people tend to underestimate Mingi universally would allow him to be quite the unassuming spy. His demeanor, or the way that people perceive him, doesn't often consider how deeply in touch he is with the people and environments around him. Yeah, it works in my mind. He's approachable, intelligent, and intuitive to an unassuming degree. I think we can use these traits to leverage Mingi into positions of power to assess the situation, glean for any kind of corruption or abuse of power, and act when necessary. Wooyoung I'm making as a vampire lord, but an ethical vampire lord, maybe the first of his kind. Not only for the reason that he does actually already bite people, I think Wooyoung can use his position and abilities as a vampire to help those around him, as well as make a good name for vampires in the city, who historically do not have the best reputation among really anyone. Notably, I think Wooyoung will make for a great community builder in the city center of Baldur's Gate, hosting parties at his palace in the upper section of the city. Yeah, I mean, I would trust Wooyoung to establish a code of ethics among vampires for sure, helping to lead all of vampire kind to better places that are more considerate towards others. I think his moral compass is fixed indefinitely towards the greater good for all people, which will help usher in social acceptance of vampires in the city. Jongho, similar to Mingi, was kind of difficult, but hear me out on this. I think he would make for a very nice Githyanki warrior, but a socialized Githyanki like Lae'zel became after spending more time on Faerun. Similar to Lae'zel, who is a Githyanki warrior in the game, I think Jongho develops the appearance of having a rigid exterior for the purposes of being effective at what he does. Githyanki are an alien race of people who live primarily in the astral plane, but often descend down into worlds within the material plane like Faerun for the purposes of things like research and sometimes conquest. They're known as a ruthless race of people, but like we see with Lae'zel, can develop a sense of care and compassion when placed in the right environment and around the right people. It's that, in combination with Jongho having such a strong sense of self-identity, that leads me to believe that he represents a lot of the qualities seen in more socialized Githyanki people. I also place him as this to use his Githyanki military prowess to get everyone else in line when things fall out of order. And yeah, this is all of the members of ATEEZ at Wooyoung's palace. Let me know what you think about this. Do you agree with my placements and rationale? Would you put the members in different places? And so on. Thanks for watching this. If you did, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you next time.